Hello candidates, how do you do? How was your night? I hope you are keeping safe in your homes and you are revising and following my videos. Those who have not subscribed, please subscribe and learn a lot. My revision method is so detailed, and if you follow it, there will be no problem in Kcpe. Now today, I have arranged a science revision on plants part 1, plants part 1. There are a lot of questions that come from living things. It is the topic that has most number of questions in one given paper of Kcpe. So today I have selected questions, or the main paper was 2014, you can see 2014 here and there. And I have selected other similar papers, questions from different papers. 2010, you can see 2017, there's 2011. Then here there's 2015, and then here there is 2016 and 2019. I have not exhausted all the question papers in Kcpe, but that is what I can handle as it now. And so, in question 7 of 2017, the question is asking, the following are some adaptations of plants that grow in wet environment except having dash. That means the plant that has one of the 4 would give us the right answer. Boys and girls, before we go to that, let us see which are these plants that grow in wet areas. The plants that grow in wet areas, boys and girls, are known as hydrophytes. And you repeat after me, hydrophytes. Very good. They have broad leaves. They have broad leaves. They have leafy shoots. The shoot system has so many leaves on them. Their roots are shallow. They don't need to go deep to look for water because water is available. Some have breathing roots. Some have flexible stems. They have flexible stems to avoid breaking when there are waves and floods and tides. They have thin cuticles to cover the leaves. Thin cuticles to support transpiration. Waxy and hairy leaves. This one keep the water away from standing on the leaves because we need the water to be lost often. Most stomata, the tiny holes that are present, especially on the underside of the leaves, are called the stomata, and they're used for many purposes in plant. One of them is transpiration. Another use of stomata is gaseous exchange, respiration in plants. And then another function of the stomata is photosynthesis. The guard cells around the stomata undertake photosynthesis in the presence of sunlight. Then examples of these hydrophytes are water lilies, mangrove plants, rice, hyacinth, the water hyacinth, the buttercups, plus the planktons and other examples of wet plants. Now, having known the characteristics, we can easily come here. Large flat leaves are hydrophytes. So this is a hydrophyte. Remember, the question is asking some adaptations of plants that grow in wet areas, except one. One of them doesn't. Then we've got leaves with waxy upper surface. Correct? That is a plant in the wet area. Then thick leaf cuticles. Here we need thin cuticles in plants that grow in wet areas. So this one is not a plant in the wet area. Then an increased number of stomata. We are told here that stomatas, we've got to have more stomatas. So this is a plant growing in wet areas. And the option is obvious, that is C. The option is obviously C, the right option. Now, boys and girls, apart from the hydrophytes, we have plants that grow in dry areas. Plants that grow in dry areas are known as the xerophytes. The xerophytes, they are the opposite of the hydrophytes. Their roots are deep and widespread. Their stems are fleshy. Now, to store food and water, their leaves are reduced to spines, very tiny, to check the rate of transpiration. And other plants are deciduous. That means they shed off their leaves in dry seasons, and they begin to sprout their leaves in wet seasons. The ones that have their leaves present are folding. The leaves are folded so that to check the rate of transpiration. Thick and waxy cuticles. The covering on the leaves is thick to reduce the direct sun heat that would cause a lot of transpiration. They have to check to control the loss of water in the leaves. And then few and sunken stomata, hidden, sunken, mostly on the underside, not directly on the sun, to check the rate of transpiration. So here you can see everything is about checking the rate of transpiration because there is no water in the dry areas. Again, they are called xerophyte, and the examples are the cacti, the sisal, the euphorbia, the acacia trees. Those are trees, and scrub there. Those are plants in wet areas. Boys and girls, we have other types of plants that are neither growing in the wet areas nor in the dry areas, and these ones are called the mesophytes. The mesophytes are plants that grow in normal conditions. Sorry, that word is supposed to be normal conditions. Normal conditions. Correct. Normal conditions. They are neither growing in wet areas nor in dry areas. These examples are maize. Shall we read together, boys and girls? Beans, bananas, potatoes, cassavas. Which other plants do you know? Yes, sorghum, Moses, sorghum, correct, yes. Bridget, yes, cowpeas, very good. Mangoes, and etc., etc. Now, those are the three types of plants depending on the places they grow. Now, question number 8 of 2010. Which one of the following is an adaptation of plants in wet areas? Again, an adaptation of plants in wet areas. You can see fleshy leaves. I don't know why they wrote fleshy leaves. Fleshy leaves, meaning they are fresh. Okay. I thought they misspelled it, but on a second look at it, it was fleshy, not fleshy. Fewer leaves, not so many. Thick barks, and then broad leaves. Let us analyze these choices. Now, fleshy, fresh, that could be a hydrophyte. That could be a hydrophyte. That could be a hydrophyte. Let's see if it's true. But I doubt it a little bit. Then fewer leaves. That could be a xerophyte. Fewer leaves. Fewer leaves. Very few leaves. That could be a xerophyte. Then thick barks, that could be a xerophyte. And then broad leaves, that stands out as what, boys and girls? Broad leaves? Yes. Joseph Kihiu. Correct. Yes, it is a hydrophyte. So the most correct one is the hydrophyte, the broad leaves. Fleshy is neither a characteristic here, neither here hydrophyte, nor a xerophyte, nor even a mesophyte. So this one is neither there nor here. So the answer remains as D, broad leaves. That's the answer. Let's come to question number 22 of Kcpe 2017. A plant has the adaptation below: thin cuticle, flexible stem, air sacs, waxy upper leaf surface. The plant is likely to be a dash. Now let's look at these characteristics given here. Thin cuticle, boys and girls. Where do we find the thin cuticle? It is here among the hydrophytes. So thin cuticle is a hydrophyte. Flexible stem is here among the hydrophytes. Then air sacs is here among the hydrophytes. Air sacs, hydrophytes. Then we come to waxy upper leaf surface. Let's look at that. Which one is that? Waxy upper is still a hydrophyte. So the plant in question must be a hydrophyte. So which one here is a hydrophyte? We have a cactus. A cactus is what? Boys and girls, it's a xerophyte. Cactus is a xerophyte. Water lily is given as an example of a hydrophyte. And then sorghum is a mesophyte, and bean is a mesophyte. Oh, Alex, please tell me the right answer according to this analysis. Very good. The right answer is B. The right answer is B. It is a water lily. It's a water lily. Now, I have only chosen 2017 and 2010 talking about the adaptation of plants in these three regions, in the wet region, in the dry region, and in the normal circumstances. So you can still do the same. Go to question number 4 of 2011. You'll find the same talking about adaptation of plants. So you explore more than 10 Kcpe papers, science papers. You look for questions talking about adaptation of plants. And that topic is learned in class 8. Boys and girls, allow me to remove these ones so that we go on with the rest of the revision. Allow me to remove this one so that we go on with the rest of the revision. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. I hope you are enjoying so far. Are we enjoying? Yes, Clara? I hope you are enjoying. Kcpe 2014 question number 30. It is talking about the chart below shows a simple classification of plants. This is the chart. Yes, plants are divided into two, flowering and non-flowering. I know majorly plants are divided into green and non-green plants. And so green plants are divided into flowering and non-flowering plants. Hope you understand that. And so flowering plants are Y and maize. Non-flowering plants are Z and pine. Yes. Which one of the following pairs represents Y and Z respectively? Y and Z respectively. Let's look at that. Yes. Carrots, sisal. Carrots and sisal. Both of them are green plants. Carrots and sisal. Carrots are flowering, and even sisal. And look at B. Kales. Kales are flowering. Onions are flowering. Let's come to mosses. Moss, non-flowering. Cypress, flowering. So that is out. Sugarcane, flowering, fan, non-flowering. What is the right answer, boys and girls? Let's analyze the questions. So this is flowering, right there, F. Sisal is flowering, right there, F. Kales is flowering, F. Onions, flowering, right there, F. Moss is a non-flowering, right there, N. And cypress are flowering. So we come to sugarcane. Sugarcane is flowering. Fan is non-flowering. What is the answer, Mary? What is the answer, Mary? According to the analysis given there. Very good. So the answer is D. D represents Y and Z respectively. You must have mastered the chart of flowering plants. You must have mastered the chart of flowering plants. Let's come to question number 20, number 15, 2015. I did not write. Oh, the choices are there. The chart below shows a simple classification of plants. Again, the question is framed the same way as number 30 of 2014. But the plants in question now is green and non-green. Then we come to flowering, non-flowering, toadstools, and molds. Then here we've got fern and pine. Which plant is not correctly classified? The question is, which plant is not correctly classified? Boys and girls, from the discussion in question number 30, you can be able to give the answer. I am so sure. Yes, Tyra. I always call her Tyra Banks. Very good, Tyra. The answer is fern. Fern is not correctly classified, and so the answer here is D, fern. Fern is a non-flowering plant, right? So that one. Again, you can collect Kcpe questions that are talking about classification of plants, grouping plants depending on how they are and their characteristic features. Let's come to question number 44 of Kcpe 2014. Boys and girls, shall we read together? Pupils went for a nature walk and observed a plant with yellow fruits and thorns on the stem. Yellow fruits and thorns on the stem. Wow. Fruits and thorns. Right? Yellow fruits and thorns on the stem. The plant observed was likely to be dash. The plant observed was likely to be dash. Now, these are weeds. These are weeds, boys and girls. These are weeds, and I want us to look at several weeds. Several weeds there. Let's start with Mexican marigold. Mexican marigold. Its characteristic. Bad smell. Bad smell. Let's start with that. Bad smell. Bird smell. Start with that. Number 2, it's used as pesticide. Used as pesticide. Sorry, let me write it well. Pesticide. Used as a pesticide to control pests. Yes, it has small leaves. Small leaves. What else do we know about Mexican marigold? It has yellow flowers. Yellow flowers. Another thing that we know is that it is poisonous. So it must be handled with a lot of care. It's poisonous. In fact, it's highly poisonous. That's Mexican marigold. Number 2, let's look at another one called the pigweed. It is also called amaranthus. Amaranthus. The scientific name is amaranthus. Yes, terere. The African name is terere. One very important thing is that it's edible. It's vegetable, it's edible. We cook it every time and we enjoy it with ugali. It produces seeds and flowers on its head. Produces seeds. Seeds and flowers on its head. Flowers on its head, on top of its head. It grows to a height of between 60 and 90 centimeters. Height of between 60 and 90 centimeters. It has green flowers and leaves, green, purple, I think green, purple, flowers and leaves. That's pigweed, the amaranthus. Then let's come to blackjack. Blackjack. Now blackjack has white flowers. White flowers. Blackjack has white flowers. You see white flowers, you know that is blackjack. And the fruits are black. Black fruits with hooks. With hooks. It attaches to the fur of animals and the claws as you pass by. Yes? It's a dicot leaf. It's a dicot. It's a dicot. Blackjack. Let's look at soda maple. Soda maple. Thorns on the thorns on the stem. Thorns on the stem. So the maple has thorns on the stem. It's not edible. Not edible. Please don't eat it because it's an apple. You think it's an apple. Remember, it is Sodom apple with double P. I forgot. Sodom apple with double P. It is not an apple, so don't eat it. It's not edible. So you must write they are not edible. Not edible. Sodom apple is not edible. That's purple and white. It's purple and white in color. Purple and white in color. And white in color. Purple and white in color. So many of them. Now we have a wandering Jew. I'm not going to write there because I don't have space. Wandering Jew. Wandering Jew has a fleshy stem that grows creeping on the ground, on the soil, and so it is used as a cover crop, and it can also be used as a fodder. Wandering Jew is good fodder. It has blue and purple flowers, blue or purple flowers, and they say the stem is a succulent because it's fleshy. And then the roots are fibrous. I hope you've understood. That's a wandering Jew. Wandering Jew. Please, it's not edible. Then you've got another one that is called thorn apple. Again, that is not an apple. Its botanical name is Datura stramonium. Datura stramonium. It is poisonous. It is poisonous, so don't eat it. You see, these apples are poisonous. Sodom apple and thorn apple, they are poisonous. It's big. It has big and big white flowers. Big white flowers. And there are thorns on the fruit. The fruits are thorny. Another one that I can't forget, when you play up country, you can chew its leaves, sweet leaves. It's called oxalis. Oxalis is also an animal feed. Yeah, it's a pasture. An example of those grasses. Oxalis. It's edible, so you can chew it. It doesn't have nuts. It has purple or white flowers. Some people think it's pinkish, not purplish, pinkish. So pink, white, purple. There's a thick root system, and the stem is not upright. The stem is not upright. So that is about the weeds. Yes. Then from there, now we can come up with the right answer from there. We can come up with the right answer in that question number 44. It's likely to be yellow fruits and purple. Yellow fruits and thorns on the stem. Now following here, thorns on the stem, here we are. And so what is the right answer, class? Together, because I've now shown. Correct, Sodom apple. Sodom apple becomes the right answer. Sodom apple becomes the right answer. Now, boys and girls, under the same subtopic, the weeds, we've got Kcpe 2016, number 12, talking about which of the following weeds has green purple leaves. Green purple leaves. Boys and girls, I'm giving you this opportunity to go through these characteristics and give me the answer. Can I put it as a challenge? Boys and girls challenge. Boys and girls challenge. Ah, I knew it. Judy Wanza's hand is up. Yes. White, green and purple leaves. Judy Wanza. Yes, correct. Pig weed. Pig weed. Pig weed. That is the right answer. So boys, the next question is yours. The next question is yours. 2019, question 40. Which of the following weeds cannot be effectively controlled by uprooting? Uprooting. Methods of controlling weeds. Mexican marigold, oxalis, uprooting, wandering Jew, blackjack. And you tell me why we can't control it by uprooting. Because those are the methods I'm not unfair, boys. I'm not unfair because I gave girls this one, then I have given you this one. Can I give you room to go and do research and give me the answer tomorrow? Because I don't have to answer for you everything. Yes, I've given you homework. Go and do research on the methods of controlling weeds. Controlling weeds. Boys and girls, that is the end of part 1 of plants. That's the end of part 1 of plants. Questions about plants in Kcpe. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The questions are challenging, so you need to read and get the right facts. Have a lovely day ahead, boys and girls.
Bye.